on-board entertainment. It wasn't going well. "I spy," said the bear, "with my little eye, something beginning with hmm, let me see." He looked all around, frowning. Then he looked upwards and smiled. "S," he said. "Sky," said the boy, wearily. The bear looked almost shocked. Then his grin returned, wider than ever. "That's right," said the bear. You really are very good at this." "Thanks," said the boy, without enthusiasm. "Your turn," said the bear. "I spy with my little—" "Oi, now, you've got to have your little eye open, if you're going to spy anything." Wearily slumped on the rear seat with his head in his hands, the boy opened his eyes halfway, staring up from under furious eyebrows at the bear. He began again, his voice bored and flat. "I spy with my little eye something beginning with S." "Oh, I know," said the bear. "Hang on." He furrowed his brow in concentration, rolled his eyes from one side, looked down at the deck, up to the other side, scrunched them shut, opened them again, tapped his foot, scratched his head, scratched his bottom, scratched an ear, muttered to himself, waggled his jaw, hummed a little. The boy half expected smoke to come out of his ears. He seemed to be thinking so hard. "Is it? Oh no. Hang on. Oh, I know. It's. All the eye rolling and scratching and tapping and waggling stopped for a moment, and the bear looked blankly at the boy. "Mm, what did you say it began with again?" said the bear. "S," said the boy. "Like everything we've spied for the last hour," he thought. "Oh, yes, S. Hmm, that's a good one. Let's see now." "Oh, for goodness sake," thought the boy. He looked out of the boat at the rippling water. He stared at it hard. Then he stared at the bear. Then he stared at the water again. He fixed the bear's gaze, and then he nodded in the direction of the water. The bear looked at him blankly. Then slowly a smile arrived on his face, creeping over it like a reluctant dawn. "Sky," said the bear. "No, it's not Sky." Bear's hilarious. "No." "Oh, I was so sure it was Sky. And it definitely begins with S." "Yes." The boy nodded at the water again, trailed his hands in it, splashed it about a bit. The bear had an expression of mighty concentration again, but clearly wasn't taking the hint. In desperation, the boy began to sing softly under his breath. "A sailor went to sea, sea, sea," he whispered. The bear looked around him, squinting and frowning, to see what he could see. "See, see," sang the boy. The bear looked confused. "But all that he could see, see, see," sang the boy, jabbing a finger towards the water. The bear closed his eyes and shook his head, as if trying to dislodge a thought that had got stuck somehow. The boy sang louder. "Was the bottom of the deep blue sea, sea, sea." He was almost shouting by the end, leaning forwards and staring hard at the bear in exasperation, pointing at the water with one hand and miming a wave-like motion with the other. "See?" said the bear uncertainly. "Yes," said the boy, slumping where he sat as if exhausted. "Well done. Oh, goody. My turn again," said the bear. I spy with my little eye something beginning with S. Sky? Said the boy. Crikey, said the bear. You really are very good at this, aren't you? Have you played a lot before? A bit. Look, Bear, do you think if we're going to play that we could maybe change your rules a bit so we can spy things inside the boat as well as outside? Oh no, that would make it much too hard. Besides, I don't know how to spell most of the things in here. Come on, your turn. But come on, just a few more rounds. I really think I'm starting to get the hang of it now. But, okay. The boy looked around, just in case, but all he saw was sea and sky. I spy, he said. He leaned over the side of the boat with his arms up on the edge and his chin resting on the backs of his hands. With my little eye, he said. His head slumped forward, as if he no longer had the energy to hold it up. He gazed down along the side of the boat to the water. Something beginning, he said. There was something written on the side of the boat, painted neatly in delicate joined up writing, clear enough to read even upside down. With H, he said, with a note of surprise in his voice. He looked at the bear. The bear was smiling. Harriet, he said. The Harriet? Why is your boat called Harriet? Said the boy. He wasn't really all that interested, but at least it stopped them having to play I Spy anymore. The bear kept rowing and turned his head to look over his shoulder at the way they were going. I named her after a friend of mine, said the bear out the corner of his mouth. There's a Harriet in my class at school, said the boy. Harriet Bailey. Oh, yes, said the bear. Is she nice? No, said the boy. Not really. Oh, said the bear. At least, not so nice that you'd name a boat after her. Oh, said the bear. What's your Harriet like then? Said the boy. Well, I don't really know anymore. I haven't seen her for a while. The bear stopped growing to scratch his nose. But she used to be all the things that I hoped the boat would be. Like what? Said the boy. Well, said the bear, she was very strong and very reliable. He was looking up and away now into the distance and the past and smiling. And very buoyant, he said. Then he grinned broadly, directly at the boy, and pulled the oars once more. Then he started singing again, a little more loudly than before. The boy took a new look around the boat. His first thought was that it wasn't much of a compliment to have a battered little boat like this named after you, but on closer inspection he changed his mind. She was an old boat, clearly, but well looked after. Loved even, although the waters had washed and worn her timbers over many years. It was clear that they had been freshly painted and with considerable care, and the metal fittings gleamed, even if some of them were held in place by as many as 3 different sizes of screw. There were signs of any number of repairs if you looked for them, but you really did have to look for them. They had been carried out with such patience and care that they were barely visible. It would be impressive work from a skilled carpenter, let alone from a bear who could barely follow a map. She sounds very nice, said the boy, but the bear showed no sign of having heard him. He just kept smiling and rowing. I really love that chapter, The Harriet. I think it's so cleverly written how the boy knows a Harriet who wasn't very nice, and he was quite dismissive of her. And then how the bear reacts. He's no longer interested in the silly games, but he's staring into the distance and seems very thoughtful. I love that line. He was looking up and away now into the distance and the past and smiling, looking into the past as if he's remembering all those memories of his Harriet. Such a nice sentence. And then I love how the boy had been so dismissive of this boat before, but now that he looks closer, he sees the freshly painted sides, the considerable care, the repairs that have been done. Such a nice way of, I don't know, showing just how much this bear cared for whoever Harriet is with the boat. Such a nice compliment. You can really tell that actually, one, the bear really likes whoever Harriet, or liked, don't know the tense, whoever Harriet was. But also, I think it shows an understanding from the boy. He's got this newfound appreciation of the bear. It's not just a silly bear playing I Spy games. It's a bear with a story, a bear with a past. So he's becoming a bit intrigued, a bit curious about this bear character. Really nice. I really like that chapter. It was really nice.